Wipe that smirk off your face. Hey, I've gotten through the past few days. I feel really like accomplished. Energetically, although I'm not in what I call battle energy, because really a number of years ago I realized to be in battle with things gave my energy to those things I was in battle with. So I made the decision to stop being in battle energy. And you probably know what that means for you when you're just up in arms about something. Ooh, you got that intensity about you, and you know you're right, and you want to just let the world know how right you are and how wrong it is, and how you can never get along with it because blah, blah, blah. And been there, done that so many times. So, I bring it down. Just bring it down. I've set up a healing field for the world on this auspicious day, one of the 13 auspicious days of Pacal Votan. And I'll read about it in a moment. But I wanted to let you know that I've set up a healing field for today because today is a day in synchronistic time where things that have occurred in the past and set things a bit askew can be redone and brought back into balance. So all day today, throughout the world, this balance can come in if you focus on releasing the energy of whatever it was you were doing when this last energy of change came through and it got disturbed and it stayed disturbed in your field. Today is a day to release that disturbance. I was talking with my wife. I've been talking about these 3 days of Pacal Votan, and I'll tell you about them in a minute, but I've been talking about these three days of Pacal Votan that are occurring this week out of the 13 significant days that he recorded over the next 260 days. There's 13 days. So let's just say one every 20 days. One of these events takes place, approximately. Although, in this instance, 3 of them take place this week. So, best of luck. Have a good time. Glad you're not here, because I'm gonna be working these energies, and I'm glad you are where you are. And if you're working with energies, and more of us are working with these energies, really what needs to happen with these energies? We need to release them. I mean, that's what healing is. You have a trauma, you hold on to the energy of the trauma, you live your life in that trauma, you reproduce experiences that prove to you that you had that trauma until you let it go. And that's what healing is. I choose to let this go. So I plan to do a video today to talk about a little bit I know of Pacal Votan. And so actually I'm going to read it to you just to take it straight out of the Mayan calendar. So I'm just going to read what it says, and I feel like I can talk about it a bit. But when I was talking with my wife about it, she was asking me, well, what is this one of 13 days, significant days of Pacal Votan? I said, it's a do-over for the universe. And so I've set up a healing field. So if you want to just work with a healing field. We're only a couple minutes into this video. I set the healing field up before I started the video, so it's now up and running. All you need to do is say, I choose to connect to the healing field, I choose to connect to the field of observational healing. And then you'll feel yourself kind of go, whoop, and then there'll be energies for you to ground. And before you state, I told you already to state it, but before you state it, you might want to also just say, I connect with my deep self. Feel what that does. I connect with my higher self. The yawning starts immediately when I connect with my higher self. Can't help it. It's what happens every time. I ground myself to the healing center of the earth. I open myself to the healing power of the One. And I let go of anything no longer useful to me. And if you wish, they'll be participating in this. You can say, I choose to work with the hot doors. And they'll help, they'll assist, and they'll make the energetics more specific for you in terms of your relationship to this energy we're releasing for the world. We're releasing it for ourselves, but we're releasing it for the world, which is ourself. And this will get more clear to you as we go along. This idea of duality, that we're divided, that we're not part of this whole, is a programmed consciousness from the powers that be on Earth as a means of just dividing the energetics so they're not connecting with the higher realm. But that's over. If you've been feeling really uncomfortable, that's an indication that you're waking up to the fact that separation is over. So now we're all just moving into this higher dimensional field, like it or not. Maybe like it some of the time, don't like it some of the time, whatever. There's no stopping it now. It's just no stopping it. It's like the cake's being baked and you are the cake. So enjoy the process as much as you can. Let go as fast as you can. State out loud when you're feeling something really intense. State out loud, I choose to let this go. And then, so a few little clues are coming in right now. So if you are working with this healing field, you've decided to do that, then you're still here probably. And then 2 exercises I would suggest you do while you're working with this field. One is imagine yourself 3 feet outside of your body. And then just notice what happens, and spend a little time in that. Then notice what you notice when you're 6 feet out of the body. Notice that. And when you feel like whatever needed to take place at 6 feet did go to 12 feet, so you see it's a doubling. Notice what you notice at 12 feet. Google eyes. Notice what you notice at 24 feet. Take your time. Notice what you notice at 48 feet. Notice if things start releasing in your body, fight or flight starts releasing, whatever. Cat climbs onto your lap, wants to demonstrate the tail business. And then at 48 feet, move beyond 48 feet, and you're in 5th dimensional energy. And then that's what we're going to be in all the time in the very near future. 7 months, but at any time we could all just pop as a consciousness and go, oh, we're all one. Oh, well, that's nice. Okay, so petting the cat's head for a moment, taking time out from healing, to be healed by the cat who's on my lap. And this one's Jules, but I wouldn't pick her up to show you because she's very much like her mother and no internet presence. Just don't want it. So I understand and I honor that. Okay, so that was the first thing I wanted to do. Or multiple first things I wanted to do was set up the field, help you connect to the field, give you a couple exercises to do while you're connected, while you're inside the healing field, a couple exercises to do inside the field to give you some experiences. The one exercise, so I've given you one. The one exercise is going out 3 feet, 6, 12, 24, 48, beyond 48, into 5D energetics. And the other exercise is disconnecting from the matrix of belief or the matrix of thought forms. So thoughts are formed with energy and then they're held. And so, as a human being, we grow up in a family of thought forms. So it might be a religious family and the thought forms of that. It might be a mentally ill family, probably both, and the thought forms of that. It may be a country identity family and the thought forms of that. It may be ancestral identity and the thought forms of that. I'm just going to make a blanket statement. You can write in the comments, agree or disagree. All thought forms are not useful. Or said another way, no thought form is useful. Cat agrees with that. So, there's a process called disconnecting from the matrix. And the matrix is just kind of cool. It was what they called it. The matrix is the matrix of thought forms. So when they first taught me to do this, and this was a long time ago, it was over 12 years ago. And 12 years ago was 2012, which was, again, a very significant year for many people. But I was taught it at that time. I've taught it to others. I taught it to a friend of mine who's a healthcare practitioner who did it as a process in her healing work, and she did it with a psychologist she was working with, and he asked for permission to use it in his in the courses that he teaches. And he teaches, I guess, all over the country. Maybe all over the world. She didn't really talk about him particularly, just that he was a psychologist and that he taught his work to large numbers of people, and he wanted to use this process. And did I get permission for him to do so? And I did, because it was taught to me in the dream world, and I don't have a copyright on it. So if somebody comes on and says, no, I came up with disconnecting from the matrix first, I'll just go, fine, whatever, can I still do it? Or do I have to get your permission or give you $1? But you can do it, because I came up with it from the dream world, and who was it in the dream world, the dream school, that, who's been teaching me all this stuff? Just some beings, some non-incarnate beings. Some of the beings are also incarnate. Some of the beings that teach in the night school also are in human form here as well. But I prefer being the student in the school. Here on the earth plane, I've oftentimes been the teacher. Because teaching is a good way to get to know something really well. Get to know if you don't know it, you're all of a sudden like speaking like you do know it, and then you go, I don't know what that means. Like the 13 days of Pacal Votan. So that's what we're going to get to next. So we got the healing field going, and you could just pause the button and work with the healing field, or you can listen to me continue to talk about some things this week specifically while you ground energy. So in the first thing we said, you connected with your deep self, your higher self. You ground yourself to the healing center of the earth. That opens up your grounding chakras. That lets energy flow out your feet into the earth. Good or bad energy, it's energy. Energy you don't like for me, let me just mention anger. I just don't like anger. I don't like feeling anger. I don't like others feeling anger towards me. I don't like the intensity of the energy of anger, but it's only intense, is what I tell myself, and this is what they've told me as well. It's only intense because you resist it. Now, it's useful to learn to work with anger consciously. So not like it's inside exploding out of you, but you're outside opening up the space for it. That way it doesn't, what we're afraid of is the violence. We just have associated anger with violence because of maybe our past, maybe things that happened to us. But I'll give you a new association for the anger. Associate anger with your earth power. So anger is seen to be red. Anger is stored in the sacrum, coccyx, pubic bone, the grounding area of the body, the ankles and feet. Where the earth power comes up, it comes up into that area. It comes up into just below the belly button, which is the Dantian, or the body battery of the body, that the martial artists work with. In the martial arts, they work with this power, and when it's flowing, it's not thought to be anger. It's just energy, and it's earth energy, and you can do a lot with it, a lot of good things with it. Stop yourself from being hurt, The Tai Chi masters, they just help people to fly in another direction. You should watch that one video. Just type in Tai Chi master or Qi Gong master in China. I'm working with martial artists. It's an old video, but I'm sure you can find it. I'll look it up too. Okay. So there is the thing that we may think of that I'm feeling anger in the body, and it's actually just earth power that's been trapped. So as we give it space, we start working with it as earth power. But in terms of the matrix of anger, which is a thought form surrounding the earth, we want to state out loud, I disconnect from the matrix of anger surrounding the earth. And then just notice what happens. Notice if you feel like you have a lot more space around you. That's one. That's just one. How about we'll do the big three. I disconnect from the matrix of fear surrounding the planet. And last but not least, and the one that I was just feeling all morning this morning, so this will be interesting to disconnect with it. I disconnect from the matrix of grief surrounding the planet. those, you can do it with anything. You can say, I disconnect with the resentment surrounding the planet. I disconnect from the matrix of violence surrounding the planet. I disconnect from the matrix of war surrounding the planet. These are all thought forms. They're all thoughts that have lots of energy. Depending on which one you disconnect from, you'll see how much energy comes off of it when you disconnect from it. When you disconnect from it, you stop giving it energy. That's the value of disconnecting from any thought form, is you stop giving it energy. Now, if you want to, I'm just going to do it because it came into my consciousness. I disconnect from the matrix of Republicans surrounding the planet. Says, apparently some of you just don't want to do it. And people are connected to the Democrat matrix. They're going like, do it, let go of that. But we're going to do the Democrats next. So I disconnect from the matrix of the Democrats surrounding the planet. And then just notice for yourself which one feels more difficult, or does neither of them feel difficult? You know, Republicans, I wasn't even connected to that matrix. Oh, good for you. Democrats, I wasn't even connected to that matrix. Good for you. But, letting that go, or letting them both go at once. Okay, good things let go. I had a big night last night. I was up probably between 3 and 4:44 for working energy, just letting go of more and more energy. So let's go into the 13 clear signs of Pacal Votan. So there's 13 specific dates / energies which were carved into the ancient tomb of Prophet Pacal Votan, the chief time engineer of the classic Mayan era. Sage, king of the Yucatec base. That's probably on the Yucatan Peninsula, not certain, but the Yucatec base. He was the Sage king. He was the Na-Chan, house of the serpent, which is Palenque. She was chewing on the side of the footstool that's holding the computer up. So I had to get her to stop doing that because there's big holes in it, and it's actually old vinyl. So old vinyl, when it's chewed up, can be very sharp. It's like a knife. I know from experience. Okay. So house of the serpent, Palenque. So these dates recorded auspicious occurrences during his lifetime. So he lived from 603 to 683 AD. And in his lifetime, he was the time engineer, chief time engineer. So he was paying attention to time and dates, and probably had himself a Mayan calendar produced by 13moon.com that he got off the internet. But he realized that there were these 13 days that came up every year. You know, not on the same day, because it's a 260-day cycle that the 13 days show up in. And then to complete, you know, what we think of as a year, then you need another 105 days. So the cycle starts over again and goes 260 days. And then starts over again and goes 260 days. And starts over again and goes 260 days, round and round and round. And so the time engineer which I'm not a time engineer, if you gave me $1, I'm not asking you to do this, but I'm just saying, if you gave me $1 from this conversation about engineering time, I'd be a professional, an all-time professional, because it's all time right now. It's always now. And so these days of Pacal Votan that were significant 13 days, every 260 days, and he noticed them every year. Like, whoa, there's that day again. Wow, that's a significant day for whatever reason. So today happened to show up on what we call September 2nd with the Pope Gregory. Pope Greg calendar is what typically we've used in this hemisphere, whatever. But he noticed that on this day and on these 13 days every year, they signified potential synchronicities to unfold in our current day. So things that opened up from 603 to 683, when good old Pacal was alive, who was the sage king, time engineer, and the prophet of the Mayan people. So I'm just saying, the guy had something going on. Not necessarily, it could have even been, but he was working with the forces. Could have been you. You could be Pacal Votan, come back to work with these energies again. We just don't know. But they may signify potential synchronicities to unfold in our current day. And so we're reminded that the 1320 radial time unites past, present, and future. So each of the 260 kin serve as memory storage units. So you're one of 260 kin. How you know which of the kin you are, you go to 13moon.com. It'll say up in the right-hand corner, decode a birth date. You click that, you put in your month, your day, and your year of your birth. You click decode the date, and it'll tell you that you are something. Like, if you were me, you would be a red cosmic dragon. And I can't remember what the number is of the red cosmic dragon. I could look it up. But there's 20 solar tribes. So it goes from red dragon to yellow sun, and there's 4 different colors and 5 aspects of the 4 colors. There's a red serpent, there's a red dragon, there's a red hand, there's a red moon. I know the reds because I am a red, according to this and according to me, because we agree about this. But 13 lunar tones times 20 solar tones equal 260 different solar lunar tones, and that makes a 260-day cycle. So you might be 29, or you might be 259, or you might be 260. And as soon as it hits the 260 mark, it starts over again. We're number one. We're number one. Whoever number one. I know. I'm getting it too. This is why I teach. So I have to see if I understand what it is I'm teaching and what these words mean. Because you're reading the words, and the only meaning is the meaning you give to these words. So each of us, of the 260 kin, are memory storage units. That means we have memories of the whole, that we're one of 260 kin that are holding these memories. And they may be, I'm guessing each kin has different memories. Maybe you're born as the same kin every time, or maybe you switch kins, and this time you might want to be a blue electric eagle. Whatever. Okay. So each of the 260 kin serve as memory storage units, granting us, all 260 kin of us, the ability to access or seed information, which is what I'm doing today. I'm seeding information. When the daily calendar lines up with one of these 13 codes, like it does today, and tomorrow, and Thursday, just fasten your seatbelt, click, shoulder harness, click, get ready for a ride. It's a 4-day ride because it's like Monday, day 1, Tuesday, day 2. Wednesday, we don't have one of the 13 days, but Thursday we do. So it's like 1, 2, breather, 3. When the daily calendar lines up with one of these 13 codes, tune in to the special magic of these signs and see what you can decode of their relevance, whether personal or planetary. So my work in the world, I would say, is healing. It's what I'm most interested in. When anybody says thank you for me making the time to do a healing session with them, I go, it's not really a problem. It's my favorite thing to do. So, I will be making time for a healing session if one of my clients needs one, no matter when it is. Okay, so today is the day, one of the 13 days of Pacal Votan. Tomorrow is one of the 13 days. This is why it's so significant. These are just happening boom, boom, boom. If there's only 13 in 260 days and you get 3 of them in 4 days, it's a kicker. Okay, so what is this first day? So this is the second month, so there's 13 months in the lunar calendar based on the moon cycle of 28 days. There's 13 months. We're in month 2. This is the lunar month of challenge. No wonder they gave us 3 days of Pacal Votan, so we can possibly handle this challenge. This is also a day of a new moon, and it's a red overtone earth, which is guided by life force. So we're going to go to the red earth first. We're going to talk about the red earth. So there's a red dragon, there's a red serpent, there's a red moon, there's a red skywalker, and there's the red earth. So today is Monday. You know what that means. We're going to have a real good time. So red earth initiates. So this day of Pacal Votan is a day of initiation. So we're tapping into these energies and we're seeding these energies in the world on a new moon, which is creation. Red Earth is about evolving, navigating, and synchronicity. Now, Telektanan, I love these names, Pacal Votan and Telektanan. So Telektanan, I'm just guessing. I haven't looked it up, but I'm just guessing he's Mayan. But he's supposedly said synchronicity is how we experience telepathy. And the words about Red Earth are, as a synchronized whole system, Earth is a conscious, sentient being, an integral member of the larger galactic community, humanity. As a unique part of this living system belongs to the Earth, and our collective evolution is a shared journey in time. Living in resonance with the Earth, honoring Gaia's magic in our heart, we maintain a mutual connection that feeds our spirit and informs our navigation. We exchange the power of healing and support when we consciously affirm our unity, our oneness. Synchronicity is born of timing. Life's natural time expresses itself as the synchronic order, the galactic ordering dynamic which coordinates the unfolding of all events as one cosmic expression of now. Coordinates the unfolding of all events as one cosmic expression of now. Synchronicity is constantly happening, yet to be aware of it requires deep mindfulness, sensitivity to the subtle nuances. By combining devotion to the present moment with attention to the harmonic codes of time, especially on a day of Pacal Votan, our sense of navigation evolves. Keen to direction, furnished by every clue, we can fully trust in the scheme of synchronicity. What we need to see, we will see. What we need to know at any moment will be revealed. At this juncture of evolution, all planetary citizens are called forth to participate in shifting our collective consciousness, that we may set a new course of action, one which aspires to heal the biosphere by functioning in harmony with nature. Ultimately, Earth's fate is our fate. We are one Earth, one time, one people. Let us together navigate our collective evolution in conscious synchronization with the living Earth force. I feel great. The grief that I came out of the dream, the fear, anger, and grief that I came out of the dream world processing feels very well integrated. And may this healing field that we're all a part of serve you well. I think now I can go ahead and do the last part of the healing process. And if you don't feel done with the healing process, just pause now and then hit play when you feel done in your own energetics. But it seems like we've cleared this event we went back to. So I asked the interdimensional being, Thoth and Ra, Deep Self, Higher Self, and our soul group, to assist all the souls that return to this event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event, bring that combined soul back into their body in present time with all of its wisdom, power, and clarity. And I would ask that soul to ground itself into the healing center of the earth, open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies that we agreed to bring into the world at this time. And I ask that those energies be brought in now. I just feel like saying this, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And now I ask that those energies for the new earth be activated. That made me feel really good. And I let the universe and beyond know that this has been done and that it's good. Okay, let's see. 40 minutes. Maybe I should wait until it's 44 minutes and 44 seconds, but I'm not going to. So it's been a pleasure. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. And you're a real friend. And we've got this. We just do need to just keep working with these energies over the next 7 months until this 28-year cycle completes on March 23rd of 2025. This 28-year cycle of cleansing will be complete. So 7 more months. You've done it for 27 years already, if you've been on the planet for 27 years. I think my stepdaughter might have been born in 97. Pretty interesting. But anyway, we've got this. And, I'll continue, a few times a week to write something encouraging. When I've gotten to an encouraged place, I'll write it. Discouraging if I'm in a discouraged place. We tend to project out what's going on within. We tend to put it out in the world. And so we can really tell when we're feeling better and better about the world that we're doing really good work inside. So it's been a joy. And like always, now I must go.